Stay right where you are.
Extra chatter for your binge. This is a podcast-exclusive episode of Chatterbinge.
This is Chatterbinge.
Your mind is the most valuable photo album in the world. It also contains the most precious sound recordings ever made. These are your memories. And the best part is that it is a hard drive that never runs out of space for new memories. But what if you were forced to make a decision? Either lose all of your memories or never be able to make new ones. Caryn, it is a hypothetical question, but an almost scary one at that.
I am so torn by this question. In all fairness and in full disclosure, you sent this to me last night. I tossed and turned and then fell asleep and didn't think about it. But I woke up this morning thinking, I have so much ambivalence, but if I had to choose one, I would hold on to my past memories and forego making future. Here's why. I'm old enough, first of all, and so many things, people, life circumstances have changed so dramatically, and the collection that are living in my brain, in my being, are so precious and valuable to me. My family, my parents, my brother, my aunts, my uncles, friends that have passed on, all of the animals that I just loved with all my heart, all of them, each and every little kitty that's sadly sitting in little boxes that have been cremated. I know that sounds morbid, but I look at those boxes sometimes and I remember everything about all of those animals that have been in my life and all of the joy from the past. I couldn't let that go. And it sort of goes against a little bit the feeling of the best is yet to come, because I know that there are amazing experiences and memories to be made going forward. But if the question is, if you only had to choose one, my answer is very clear. I would not want to lose those memories from the past, from this day going backwards. So there, Caryn Richman made a firm choice, very unusual for me. Now, what do you think?
It's always interesting when the co-host somehow breaks into my own mind, takes my answer, turns it into her own, and leaves me dry. No, it's okay. No, because it was a 50-50 deal. I feel the exact same way. And I was really thinking about this. I gave this a lot of thought last night. And it's very similar to your answer, because obviously my answer is I would keep all the memories I have, because there are things, there are images, there are sounds, there are people. And in many cases, all I have left of those things and people are the memories. And if those memories go, those people go, and that's it. If you wipe that hard drive, it's as if that stuff never existed. You talked about pets. You talked about very important people in your family. You talked about your parents, your grandmother, your brother, all of those animals, all of these people that have made such an impact in your life. I was thinking about some very similar things. But then when you brought up the best is yet to come, and that was something that we talked about the very first or that second interview that we did, that was a very important part of that. And actually, in one of her homes right now, she has a little sign that says the best is yet to come that she was given by yours truly. But that's a whole other story for a whole different time. I'll let the future take care of itself. I'm confident that whatever happens, it will be the best is yet to come. But I don't know about the future, so I don't miss what I don't know is coming. And I don't know if that makes any sense. I do know what I already miss. And I do know about these things that form the foundation that is me, and my thinking, and how I do things, and how I present myself, and why I am where I am right now. It would be very sad if I was not tethered back to The good times, the bad times, the struggle, the triumphs, all of that. Because all of that helps me do what I do today and sets me up for the future. If I didn't have those memories to rely on, I couldn't face whatever is coming next. Let the future take care of itself. I am not someone who lives in the past. I find that to be a very almost sad situation if all someone does is just live in the past. But our pasts are very, very important to us because it's our guidepost. It's our advisor. It's where we keep the most special things that mean that much to us. And I cannot fathom not having that tethered to my existence today. You stole my answer because it was a good one. I could not exist without memories.
Oh my gosh, but you just took that perspective and answer and ran with it in such a beautiful way. I feel like you and I both agree that we are a culmination of our life experiences up to this point, and those are our memories. And we are, the hypothetical question here is you have to make a choice. Of course, the given would be why we don't have to choose, thankfully. Although, as you were talking, I got very sad thinking about people that are losing their memories. And it's hard to have this conversation and not think about all of those who struggle with dementia, Alzheimer's, brain injuries, where some of those memories are just off in the ether somewhere. I can't help but go there. And I know you understand that. And I'm not turning it back around in terms of having survived a brain aneurysm, but certainly we just did an interview with Eric Kinkle, who's a gentleman who lost his voice. You start to lose things. Did he lose memory? Did people in our lives that are struggling at this moment? It's a terrible feeling. And I know that most of us have had the experience of sitting with someone that is having memory issues. I watched my mom. Her whole life was fading away. And that was the very thing that made her her. And I can't get my head around that. I think it's the most heartbreaking way to go. I often think I would rather find another way. That sounds so stupid. But I know there comes a point in this journey with Alzheimer's. My stepmother had it, and I watched it, where the memories really were gone. And then she was so much in the moment that she was quite happy. But in that process of knowing that you're losing those memories, what that must feel like, I can't. It breaks my heart.
I'm very glad that you brought up people who deal with Alzheimer's. I watched my father-in-law deal with it over the period of 2 years. And to see a feeling of fear begin to set in upon someone when they don't remember certain things, or they don't even recognize the people in their life. When he would look at his wife, who he was married to for, 60 years, and not know who she was, and think that she was trying to hurt him simply because she was trying to give him medication. That's so sad.
Yeah.
They call it the long goodbye for a reason, because it really is, because it's very difficult to watch the incremental decline of someone, and you lose the grasp of situations. And to watch someone lose their grip on reality, it's one of the most difficult things. It's one thing to watch someone struggle physically. I think it's something completely different to watch them struggle mentally as well, because you can see the torment within their own soul because they don't know how to process things and losing those connections. And we have this hypothetical question, so we can have a segment here, but you realize that people actually live in that situation and struggle. And I tell you again, when I get up there, I have so many questions to ask. Before I'm given my room in eternity, I'm going to ask to speak to the management because I'm really upset about some things. There have been some things for a few years that have really been gnawing on me, and I'm going to get them all off my chest when I get up there. I just wonder why that has to be.
The choice for both of us is quite clear. And even the aging process, where we do naturally start to lose certain memories just by the mere fact that we're getting older. I don't know if you've experienced this. I know we laugh about the fact that I always say I'm so much older than you. And it's not that I'm so much older, but I'm
32
older.
years is a lot. 32
How many?
years.
32 years. Yeah.
No.
You wish, Ed Kalegi.
It's 11, folks. It's 11. Calm down, America.
But I promise you, those 11 years, 50s is very different than 60s. Heading towards 70s, I literally have moments in my life where I am freaked that I cannot remember somebody's name or a memory or something that I'm supposed to remember. I have split seconds where I think, oh my gosh, am I okay? I often talk to people, my peers, and say, do you have those moments like that you were just told a phone number and I cannot repeat it? Just told it, literally, and can't remember it to save my life. I confuse the numbers, I have my own stuff. So I'm not even suggesting that I'm the right one to look at with that, but I know that all of us, as part of the aging process, do start to lose information. Hopefully not a big amount of it. And memories, I don't know. Have you ever had an experience where you've run into somebody and they know who you are and you have no idea who they are, but you've met them?
Yes, that has happened to me. And I have had the phone number situation. And yes, you are 11 years older than me, but where I sit at the very end of my 50s, I have situations like that where I used to be a wizard at remembering phone numbers and stupid, innocuous dates and things. I don't have the recall that I used to have anymore. So I don't know if I should go running to the store down to the supplement aisle and just start eating all of these things that I can get my hands on, Brain-O-Matic or whatever they call it. But that happens to me. You're vital. Come on. You're scaring me here. Like you're going to totally forget who you're doing this show with in 5 minutes. And we're not to that point, are we? You're not going to call me by somebody else's name. I really hope you're not going to do that.
Oh, Bob, don't be silly. No, but we're having a conversation about our brains and our memories. So if we stick to the original question, that is a whole other discussion than the loss of our day-to-day thoughts. And
Right.
I understand that. So if we bring it back, and no, I'm fine. I'm sharp as a tack. I just don't have the same recall that I used to, and I'm aware of that. But this concept of losing our life memories, it's more the emotional memories that we're talking about. It's not what was my locker number back in high school. Obviously, I have no idea what that was. But, I remember my phone number growing up, though. This just popped in my head. Do you remember your phone number?
Yes. Let's see. When we lived in Bayonne, 437-0339. When we first moved to Edison, 985-9493. It was then changed to 985-0709. There you go.
So you did not have words as like letters as far as your phone number.
Oh my God, you are old. Oh my God.
I know. That's just what I'm trying to say, you mean thing. My first phone number, that's mean. My first phone number was PY for pyramid. He's laughing hysterically. PY95599. And my next door neighbors were Lincoln. That was their word. LI1, whatever. You never had a word as part of...
No, I came afterwards. I was, let's see, even when I was born, I think we were afterwards. I was born in 1967. You were born in 1956.
Oh.
Okay, you know what? You did still have the words back then. Okay, I get it. By time 67, I didn't know what the hell was going on. I'm just sucking on my thumb. By the time I realized I even was living in the world when I was like 4 or 5 years old, all those words were gone. So it was, yeah. Wow. You even lived before area codes.
Didn't we have 516 on Long Island?
when you were born.
Maybe
if you
you're
wanted to make a
right.
long distance call the day you were born, you would have to get a hold of the operator and make a person-to-person call in another region. So we're getting into way too much
Is
telephony
this true?
here. Yes.
Oh my gosh.
But
We
yes,
didn't have
516.
pigeons?
Huh?
Pigeons? That just
Carrier
took the
pigeons. That's, you know what, when you were born, carrier pigeons and people riding horseback carrying rolled up parchment paper from town to town to deliver the news. Yes.
I'm feeling my self-esteem start to wane. I think I'm going to order a pizza based on another segment about pizza being my favorite comfort food. Yeah, being on the planet for a long time is an incredible blessing, and still being able to have memories that seem incredibly archaic. It's funny.
You know what?
Funny.
To be however old you are, but to be able to have articulate conversations such as this and be funny and engaging and make me laugh harder than I have in weeks. You're doing okay. You know what? You are 32 years older than me, but it's okay. It's fine.
All right, Ed Kalegi, I'll take it.
All right. On that note, I'm Don Bartholomew.
And who am I? I have no idea, but I do know that this is Chatterbinge.
This is Chatterbinge.
With Ed Kalegi and Caryn Richman.
And don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you can always catch our best guest conversations and segments right here on the YouTube home of Chatterbinge.